In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these adorable and nostalgic Christmas book folding crafts. So if you want to learn how to do it, well then follow me. What's up, Glue Dots? I'm Elaine, the Midnight Crafter. The craft I have for you tonight was inspired by a craft that I did some time ago that everyone seemed to really enjoy. In fact, so many of you made them, I was just overwhelmed. One of my fabulous Glue Dots, I think, made like 58 of them. So, needless to say, it's a great craft. The last time, it was a birdcage made out of folded book pages. This time, in the spirit of the holidays, I've made a Christmas tree and an angel. So I hope you love them. Also, many of you mentioned in the comments that this was something you did as a kid using phone books. So it's kind of a piece of nostalgia coming back. Okay, I really want to get to this project and show you how to do it. But before I do, I would really love it if you join the Glue Dot family by hitting that subscribe button down below. And when you hit that bell next to it, it will inform you every time I upload a new video. Don't forget, if you're enjoying my videos, to leave me a thumbs up and a comment, because I love hearing from you. You know, there's a lot of important information down below, including the link to enter to win a really cute bling owl keychain. And I do the drawing the first of every month and do a little live chat at the same time. And you only have to enter once to win. There's also a link to join our fabulous Glue Dot group on Facebook. So all that being said, let's get to this project. Let's do it. On this one, to get started, I bought this book from Dollar Tree, and as a reference for you, so you know the size that my angel comes out, this book is about 5.5 inches by almost 8.25 inches. So not that you have to get the same size book, but just it's a reference for you. So the first thing we're going to be doing is removing the cover. And I'm so sorry, those of you who are readers who are dying right now as I am destroying this book. But you know, you'll have a way of saving this book forever and ever in a different way and getting other enjoyment from it. So bear with me on that one. Sorry, you guys. Okay, I had to turn the author's face over so she's not upset. All right, so what we're going to be doing to start out, you're going to take your first page and fold down. Now, you don't want to fold all the way to the spine. You want to leave a little bit of space there, because otherwise you're going to have a really hard time turning your pages. So your first fold is going to be just like that from the corner down. Then you're going to be taking this part here and taking it and lining it up. Again, not all the way to the edge of your book. And then you have this little flap piece down below here. And you're just going to make a little crease in that and tuck that under. And this is your first fold for your angel. So we're going to carry on and do that. So we're going to take it down, again, not all the way to the spine. Folding again. Try and keep that point as best you can up at the top there. And you're just going to continue around and keep doing several pages, and you'll see you're going to start to get this shape. So you can see it's starting to take its shape, and I just want to show you that as you go, it's going to get a little harder and harder, because this is going to creep its way out here as you're folding. So you do want to really press into that spine to make sure that you're at that, really able to see that glue area. And then slowly, as we get going, we're going to start, the more we do, we're going to start to see this whole spine, instead of being flat, it will get a curve around it. So whether you're making the angel or the Christmas tree, this is going to be the same way you're going to do both of them. What determines what it will be is at the end how we finish it off. Okay, so if you're doing the Christmas tree, the version that I'm going to show you up against the flat artwork piece, you're going to make this into a wall hanging, then this should be about enough pages. It's a little over, maybe 95 pages, because the first few don't have numbers on them. So if you want to do the wall one, as I said, you can stop here, in which case what you would do is go through and cut off your pages on the spine along the part here, and then keep this piece intact. I'm going to continue on here because I'm going to start first with the angel and then do the Christmas tree project. Okay, so I figured out that if you're going to do a circle, which is 360 degrees, that about 180 pages, which is half of that, is a good amount for, depending on how full you want it, if you want it really full. If you are doing the picture one, that's going to be the half circle, which is 180 degrees, then about 90 pages will do it. So right now I'm at about 180 pages, and it's getting tougher and tougher. The more pages you do, the tougher it gets, and it also gets a little further away from that center part. But now that I've gotten there, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using an X-Acto knife to cut on the spine and remove the parts that I have folded from the parts that are not folded, because I'm going to be using that for another project. Go to the back side and find where your folded pages are. Just get in there. If anything, cut closer to the flat pages than to your folded pages, because you do want to make sure that all that work you just did doesn't go to waste. There we go. So I'm going to be adding a little bit of hot glue in there to get all of these kind of to come around and to stay together. So when you're going to do that, you're going to put your hot glue in way into this center part here, because if you attach your pieces there, you're going to have two of the pages a little bit too stuck together and everything else is spread out. So we're going to actually get in there. So 180 pages makes a pretty good, nice density for the tree. Now, of course, if you want it more dense, do more. And if you want it less dense, you just fold a fewer pages. So I am going to go ahead and start now with the wings for our little angel here. So we're going to put this temporarily aside. So now for the wings, you have a couple of different options depending on the look that you would like. So you're going to take two of your book pages and tear them out. And then if you would like larger wings, you're going to fold these the long ways, doing the fan fold. By accident, I pulled out two pages and they're stuck together, so I'm just going to fold them together at the same time. That way, at least I'll know that I'll have the same folds on both sides of the wings. Okay, so here I've got those folded, and as I said, I have my two pages here that were stuck together. Now what you're going to do is pinch them both together in the center, line them up, and you're going to fold it in half so that you get equal sized wings on both sides. In order to attach these wings, I have my raw edge side that I tore out of the book, which you can see right here. And because I have two of those sides, what I'm going to be doing is interlinking those two and gluing them together. So now I have one continuous piece. Now there's two options here that you can do. You can have your wings just like this, or you can cut the ends at an angle to give a different effect. So you see this one is straight and this one I've cut. So when you open these wings, they have a little different look to them than the other ones had. So either way, it's up to you. The other option is to fold the book pages the short way in your fan fold. Then you take your two pages that you glue together and you will have a smaller set of wings like this. So let me show you the difference here in size is substantial. I'll put it on top so you can see. And it's up to you what look you want for your angel or what size of wings that you prefer. I kind of like the ones that have the cut end on them, so that's the ones that I'm going to use for my project. So once you get that folded in half and glued together, you are going to want to add some glue right down there in that center part so that you can keep this folded in that fan fold. I'm just gonna do it this way where I just run a line across and then just pinch it together there. And then the other side, it'd be, for the most part, it'll already be glued together. You can add a little bit of glue in there too and glue that as well. Now we're gonna attach them to our angels. I'm gonna show you on the back of mine where my book came together from the starting page to the end page folds. I'm gonna be taking my set of wings and then I'm folding them in half one more time to give them a good bend, because I want them to be a little more down on one side and up on the other side, kind of like that. So it has sort of a more flat side and a rounded side. And then I'm gonna be taking my angel. I have it facing, the back is facing to me, so I'm gonna show you. And then I'll be just gluing those onto this back side here. You want to put them down about an inch from the top there, because you do need to have room for the head. And then the next thing I'll be doing will be to glue on the head. Now the head was a simple red ball ornament that I spray painted white. If you already have a white one, great. That will be one less step for you. And remove the little plastic end piece. You have a flat area on the top here of your angel, and that's where we're going to be gluing this part here on. So I'm just putting the glue right onto the top part here and then stick the head on there. Now we get to do kind of some of the fun part, and we're gonna make her halo. So the next thing I'm gonna do is take this wire mesh. I'm gonna measure out what is the right size and cut that piece off and glue it together and then glue it onto her head. So in order to cover her neck here, I'm gonna tie a little bow using my red ribbon and attach that on. Now, no angel would be complete if she didn't have her little hymn book. So we're gonna take some of our pages and we're gonna be cutting to make her a little book. Figure out how big you want your book. And if you have some extra scrap decorative paper that you wanna use, you can use that and make a real cute little cover. I found some decorative paper in my stash, so I'm gonna cut a piece that's the size of my little book, maybe a tad bit bigger so it looks like a cover. And then we're gonna need to add a little bit of glue between each of our pages, obviously, so that they can stay stuck together. It would also be really, really cute if you had some sheet music or something like that, or you can print out some sheet music instead of a book. So then you have your decorative piece of paper. Go ahead and fold that in half and glue that on as the cover to your book. And we're just gonna glue the bottom side of our book to the front of her dress. If you're enjoying my channel, please give me the thumbs up and join the Glue It Out family by hitting that subscribe button down below. And if you'd like to, also another suggestion, you can add a little bit of glitter to the tips of her wings. You can embellish her any way you'd like. If you want to add any pearls or anything, it is entirely up to you. I'm going to leave it like this. If it were my full Christmas tree, I may decorate it differently, but we're going to work on the Christmas tree and show you how I would maybe decorate that one. I almost forgot. I have this pedestal, which I was thinking more of for the Christmas tree, but since I'm not doing a whole Christmas tree and only doing the half, and I'm gonna do that with a different kind of design, we can also consider if you'd like your angel to be mounted on top of this stand like this. It's really cute that way and kind of elevates her and makes a nice little piece. So I'm gonna go. So this is the remainder of the book that I had, and I'm gonna do the Christmas tree. I'm gonna do just half of the number of pages that we did, because we're not going to be making the full circle around. So what I'm doing is using about 90 pages and I'm giving a good fold. I'm going to try a little differently this time with this one. So we're going to try this together and see how it works. And I'm folding in half, so I only have the 90 pages I need for this one, as opposed to continuing with the whole book and then trying to cut it. It's much easier to cut this way, that's for sure. Then I'm going to go through and just fold all of these in the same manner we did to fold for our angel. So before I start folding my book pages, I'm going to use this sign that I got. Now you can use any sign you want. I happen to like the shape of this sign. You can use either side. If you'd like to, you can sand this down so you can get that glitter off of there and then paint it, or you can use the back side. I'm gonna go ahead and use this side and paint it white. You can just go ahead and remove this string for now, and you can add it on later again, or you can add a different ribbon if you'd like. But we'll get this spray painted. While this dries, we can fold our book pages. I've decided instead of spray painting my sign that I'm going to use this Waverly white chalk paint. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this and let it dry while I'm folding my book pages. So here's my tree, about 90 pages, and it took under 20 minutes to do. So don't be intimidated by thinking this will take forever and ever. It's a substantially full tree like that. If you want it more full, then by all means do more pages. So my background piece here is finally dry, and now I'm going to kind of start decorating this piece a little bit before I glue my tree into place. I think it'll just be easier. What I'm going to do for this one, now if you want to make it more rustic, you can use other more rustic type things, use yarn, use nautical rope or twine. I'm going to be using this red ribbon, and I'm going to glue it on my corners at a diagonal on each side. I was originally going to go around the edges, but I realized that could be a problem with these curves. So just to add a pop of color to mine, I'm going to be going on the diagonal corners. So I'm making some little tiny bows, as you can see, and I'm going to do about 5 of them. I pinch the end so it's even, and then I just cut so that it makes that cute little tail right there. Before I go ahead and put my little bows and some of my other embellishments on there, I'm going to glue down the tree. So take into consideration, we have our little topper stars, so we need to add enough room for the star. And then if you'd like to add a trunk to your tree, which I am going to do, you need to take into consideration to allow space for the trunk of the tree as well down here. Set your tree in place, hold it, and then glue down one side at a time. So because once you set that down, boy, there is no moving it. Alrighty, so now I'm going to continue on with my embellishments and my decorations. Have you guys hit that like button yet? If not, get down there. I'm waiting, I'm counting on you. And then for the trunk, what I'm going to do, I cut a piece of bling wrap. I'm going to leave a link for this. If you're a person who uses bling wrap a lot, Totally Dazzled sells this gigantic roll of bling wrap, and it's really, really reasonably priced, and it's much more economical than buying the Dollar Tree one. So I'll put the link down below for that. The piece that I'm going to be using to make my trunk is 7 by 12, and what I'm going to be doing is gluing that kind of in a half little dome here so that it gives the effect of a little tree trunk. Now I'm going to start adding on some of my decorations and my embellishments, and then what I'm going to be doing is cutting a piece of red ribbon to finish it off and tie it through the top here through these holes so that I can hang it with. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the decorating that I'm doing. I'm using a nice long single strand of the bling wrap, and I'm going to be gluing that on like a garland, kind of crisscrossing around my tree. So I don't really need to show you how to decorate things, so I'm going to do that, and then I will show you everything all together. Sure hope you're enjoying this video. It's a lot of fun. The last project I had done with book folding, I will definitely leave a link to that because it was also extremely popular. So I'm hoping that you guys will love this one just as much.